What's up, guys? Dylan here. Jacob's over here. We're working on getting the 6.2 put into the truck. We already got all the accessory or the side pieces and stuff put on necessary to put the motor in. I took some of the stuff to work and sandblasted, painted the engine mounts, cleaned up the manifolds. There's the old engine over there. But we're ready to put this thing in, hopefully. Ain't that right?
Yep.
Getting the engine in did take us a little longer than we expected. This was my first time ever installing an engine into an automatic, so getting everything lined up with the torque converter and things like that was kind of new to me. I've always done manuals, so it's a lot simpler than an automatic. I know Jacob sure was ready to get out from underneath that truck. He laid under there pretty much the whole time for engine install, and I ran around and did the rest of the stuff. What's up, guys? Didn't give y'all an update last night after me and Jacob got finished. It was pretty late, so we just kind of packed up and got out of here. But we got the motor in. We did a little bit tonight too. I stayed a little bit later. But so we got engine in, everything torqued on the back side. Tonight I went ahead and laid the harness around up top, put some pulleys on, put the power steering pump on. Also, just so everybody knows, on a 6.2, if you're putting a motor in, put the engine oil dipstick tube in before putting the engine in. I had one on order and I figured, oh, we'll just wait and put it in after we get the engine in. We can kind of feed it around there. But no, I had to jack the motor back up, remove the exhaust manifold, and remove the engine mount to be able to feed the pipe down in there and jack the engine all the way up to get it all the way in. So for future reference for anybody with a 6.2, that's what you have to do to get a dipstick in and out, or dipstick tube in and out. But as of now, you can see I plugged up the NOx sensors and one of the coolant sensors. Got to lay all the plug wires in. I meant to put this side in before we stuck the engine in, and we just kind of forgot about it. It makes it a little easier. But I'll get all the plug wires in. Got them all laid out because they are side specific. But I think that's all I got so far. Tomorrow night, I'll probably be in here, get a good bit more done, hopefully. It's kind of on the home stretch right now, getting everything buttoned up, just trying to take my time. It was already pulled apart, so it's hard to just figure out where all the harnesses go. So we're just kind of working slow and doing it just to make sure we get everything right, get everything hooked up the first time and don't have to redo anything, even though I had to redo a dipstick tube. But I think that's it. Got all the parts in. That's my intake. Just went ahead and decided to put a new one on it. Just got to pull the injectors off. Got new O-rings for those. I bought a brand new pulley, stuck those on. Went ahead and got a brand new bolt. All right, guys. Going to try to re-ring and clean up these injectors a little bit. Oh, the gaskets are underneath there. I'm going to show you how far I got on the truck tonight. So I got the intake on, got pretty much most of the wiring done. I got to locate all the bolts for all my coil packs. And I do have to get a few pigtails because it looks like some of the clips were broke off of some of these. So these are not going to hold on. I think I need 2 coil pack ones and a few of the injector ones too, because it looks like they broke those. So that's going to be fun to do down here in the truck. As you can see, they just pop right off the injectors. But got all that done. I mean, still has a few more hoses to hook up there. AC compressor still has to go on. And then, of course, the front end with radiator, condenser, all that stuff. But she's getting there. Shouldn't be too much more work. Just all these little parts that I'm having to find. Got to stop and get stuff and then keep going. All right, guys. Did a little bit of work throughout the week, just little things here and there, but got the front end back on, got all the intake stuff on, the full drive system. The only thing that we're missing right now is the fan shroud, of course, and the fan. I had to order a new fan clutch because I didn't trust putting this one on with how much rust was in it and the threads were looking pretty flat. Figured I'd just order a new one to be safe. It'll be here tomorrow morning, but we're gonna try to fire this thing up, see if she fires up. All right, let's see if she'll start up. Already primed the fuel pump a couple times, so hopefully she'll fire right up. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. I forgot to do a closeout, so this will be it. But again, thank you. Like, subscribe, follow, get me on Instagram, TikTok. I kind of post a little more on the TikTok sometimes than on Instagram, so you kind of stay up a little up to date with builds, because it's been a little bit since I got all this done. We'll try to get another video out soon of an update of the truck. Been driving it. It's all running great. Haven't really had any issues at all, but thanks again, guys.